Welcome to Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host.
Charlie Seymour.
And I'm Tim Sternberg. Hit it, Nick. Welcome back. We have had a little bit of a delay in returning to you, and all for good reason, because Charlie and I got to hang out in Chicago. Welcome, buddy. It's good to see you again.
It's not good to see you not in the
In
the
person.
flesh, but
Yeah. We had a brilliant time. If you follow us on our social media, you clearly saw that and Mr. Seymour won $1,000 with Mound Ball at Wrigley Field, which was epic, like an epic moment.
because you were there, your luck wore
you
off
won
on
it.
me.
You won it before, but on your own. No, I
Yeah,
mean,
but I was due without you.
dude, let me tell you, it's like the universe kind of everything fell into place, and it happened for you and happened. Get it? It was
Yep,
Ian Hat
it was Ian
bobblehead.
Happ bobblehead day.
Yeah.
Cubs walk-off win against the Cardinals. We did a tour of Wrigley before the game,
Which was
so
awesome.
I think we did it pretty well. You even got the first timer certificate.
I did, and I got a little souvenir that I'm
nice
proudly
Cubs hat.
wearing.
Looks beautiful
Amazing.
on you.
Thank you.
And you're wearing your Wheel of Fortune shirt with your face on it when you were on Wheel of Fortune. Because you were in Vegas about 10 days before in Chicago. Yeah. So
not even 10 days. It was like 4 days.
You're like everywhere lately, traveling.
Yeah, world traveler. Wrapping up the real quick on Chicago. Thank you and Rosie so much for your hospitality. Erica and I had the most amazing time. Wrigley was amazing. We had deep dish several times. We went to Second City, saw a great show. It was just we just had a great time. It was great to see you again. It's been
Northwestern
since October
campus and the lakefront.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Got a little exercise in, which I loved. It was just a great day. It was just a great weekend. Thank you so much, buddy. And
of course,
I know we'll do it again. Hopefully, you'll come down and see a Rays game or a Marlins game. And
my goal
we'll
is
get
to
hang out
knock
down
off
here.
at least one of the stadiums before the season ends. So we'll see if
that would be incredible.
Even if it's only like 36 hours, I'm gonna see what I can do.
I love that. I hope so. I want to say too, shout out, like you mentioned, shout out to my Wheel of Fortune alumni family. We had an amazing time. Matthew Gelazzo organized and his team organized a great alumni slot tournament at the Oyo Resort in Las Vegas. Had a great time. I was outed in the first round, did not make it past the first round. Boo, but no, it was an amazing time. To get together with Wheel of Fortune alumni.
You did turn some free play money into some real money, though.
I did. I won some cash, which was awesome. I walked into the Oyo and they gave all the alumni tournament participants $25 in free play, and I turned that into hundreds of dollars. It was amazing. Just a great time at the Oyo. We stayed at the Rio, went to the Oyo. And had a great time with the alumni. It was just a very special time. Speaking of, game shows and whatnot, I also want to give a shout out real quick. Tell us about yourself as a podcast that I had guested on. It will release, I guess, this weekend. Shout out to Christian Carrion. Thank you so much for having me on. I look forward to that conversation. Yeah, great time. Yeah, we had everything was great the last couple of weeks. Just had an amazing time. Yeah, very, very cool. So speaking of cool, we haven't really talked in person, through the magic of podcasting. I'll let our audience know that we had what, 2 weeks of previously recorded shows, would you say?
Yeah, two of them. Yeah, exactly.
Charlie took a sojourn with Rosie.
The summer blockbuster one.
Yes. That was
And
previously recorded, and the our pop culture favorites
yes,
was
exactly.
also. So yeah, it's been a while since we've talked live, so to speak, quote unquote. And that's why this episode is releasing on a Monday, because we've had a sort of a delay, but we also wanted to talk about some reality TV. But before I get into current reality TV, we would be remiss if we didn't wrap up The Mole. I know it's been a while. What was your feelings at the end of that second season of The Mole?
I think I was very surprised. I thought we pretty much had it narrowed down, and it did end up being a curveball at the end to us, I think.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was the winner was The Mole. And you know that's the second year in a row that's happened to me, because Mole season 1, I thought the winner was The Mole too. So I guess there's something to be said about their expertise, I guess, or their ability to do well. And the winner of The Mole season 2 was Michael. And Michael played a great game. I all along thought it was Michael, and then towards the end, I was thinking it wasn't him, and I was thinking it was who ended up being the mole.
Got
Sean was the
third
mole,
or
and
fourth.
Michael was
Yeah.
the winner. Sean acted a little slippery, I think. I mean, there were some things that were pretty obvious with
I
Sean,
thought some of
like,
them were over obvious, which is what he was
yeah,
like.
and I
Yeah.
think that's what we talked about.
Reverse psychology of reverse psychology.
Exactly. What about, I think the most obvious time was when they were doing that challenge with the waiters, and he was at the wall and he literally switched the picture right in front of Michael. And Michael's like,
Yeah, that was
I
the
guess
one that
that's
I
what tipped
thought
Michael off. Like,
that,
what the
and then
heck?
they even show him saying, he was going to do it on purpose.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. I will give a critical review. I thought season 1 was better than season 2. I enjoyed season 1 better. Um, you know, yeah, that's what I'll say about that.
It's
um,
fair.
yeah. What about you?
Honestly, we watched season 1 so long ago. I
Yeah,
really don't remember it well enough to give an honest answer.
that's fair.
Second half of season 2 I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought I agree. I think once they started like that boathouse challenge, I think that's where it started to pick up. Started getting into it. So yeah, I think that's fair. Fair enough. By the way, speaking of pop culture and stuff that we're getting into, I'm almost done watching Ted Lasso. Thank you very much. What an awesome
How
show.
far are you now?
No, I'm still
You're in,
episode 2 of the last season. I'm in the
but you're
last
in
season.
season 3.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm in season
yeah.
3. Oh, what a freaking awesome, phenomenal show. Like,
I told you. Yeah,
you were right. You were right.
it's so good.
This is a force feed. Well, not really force feed, but Charlie literally put it on in his house and he rewatched it, and
And then
I'm
once you
like,
saw a
I
few
got hooked.
episodes, you were like,
Yeah, it was
"Oh man!"
great. It was great. I mean, soccer club. I mean, it was yeah, great show. So I'll do my ultimate wrap up when I'm finished watching
So that'll probably be
Ted
by next time.
Lasso. Hopefully.
Maybe two, maybe three.
I also did see, because we talked about this in our movie show, I believe, the summer movie blockbuster. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Awesome. See Charlie again with the recommendation. That was great.
I mean, I'm recommending A+ stuff. It's not like it's difficult.
You're right. Yeah, and I can see why you love the character of Groot so much, and why you love the character of Rocket. Yeah, I mean, they're my favorite part of it. I mean, the whole cast and the characters are so well written. Like I said years ago, I read the Guardians book, so I kind of was familiar with it. But yeah, it was to see it on screen. And we're going to talk about another comic movie in a little bit. But
And
yeah,
when does Volume 2 and Volume 3 come?
soon.
Soon. Okay, it's on the list
It's
somewhere
it's
towards the
towards the
top half,
top.
but not
Yeah.
at the tip top. Just saying.
Not at the tippy top,
Got the
but
first one done.
it's close. Close.
You got the first one done.
I did. See? So that's pretty good. Um let's go into a bigger subject that will take us a little bit of time to talk about.
Oh, and it's something else that was on your list that is now checked off.
What?
Are you talking about Deadpool?
Yeah. Deadpool and
That was on
Wolverine.
high on the list, and you finally saw it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Holy cow. Is
As
that a
good
good
was it
movie?
as good as I hyped it?
100%. 100.
I like to
The
hear that.
thing is, and it was you talked about the Easter eggs. And it's that. And spoiler alert, we are going to be talking about Easter eggs, folks. If you have not seen Deadpool or Wolverine, look in the comments and I'll tell you where you can pick us up again, the timestamp, because we are going to talk a little bit about spoilers to be fair. But yeah, oh my freaking God. We'll talk about our favorite Easter eggs. There's several for me. Uh,
There's so many.
my favorite Easter egg, honestly, is they're in they're in the what do they call it? The void. They're in the void. And they encounter this character that looks quite like a certain one that we know. And Deadpool approaches
Is
him and
this
says,
character played by Chris Evans?
it is played by Chris Evans. So Deadpool goes, all right, Cap. And he makes all these Captain America kind of references. And then all of a sudden, Chris Evans, I don't know what happens. I forget that his jacket comes off and it's freaking Chris Evans as Johnny Blaze from the original Fantastic Four movie from years ago, which it wasn't a very well received movie, but I love the movie so much so that when Chris Evans started to play Captain America, I was like, wait a minute, that's Johnny Blaze playing Captain America. So that was one of my that was and the way
And they set
well,
it
we
up
said
so
this
well too, because they
at
show
the
you
end of
like
the movie.
the lower forearm. He's got the little blue sleeve, so it's
Yes.
set up to look like he's Captain America. He says, yeah, he does call him Captain once, but that was
And
just
his
so well done.
so his demise in the void is quite astoundingly funny. I think
Oh yeah, and then you get to
disgusting
see,
and funny at the
and
same
then you
time.
get to see the post how it happened, so to speak, in the end credit scene.
So Deadpool is talking all this trash
Stay
about
till the end if you haven't seen the movie
yeah,
yet.
yeah,
Stay
yeah.
for the end
Stay to the
credits.
end. Deadpool is talking all this trash about what he said. Like, oh, he said this and he said this and he said, no, I didn't. No, I
He
didn't.
goes
No, I
on an
didn't.
epic rant that sounds something like Deadpool would say, not something Johnny Flame would say. And then
Wait,
it cuts back, and then it's
I
bam.
didn't do this. And all of a sudden, she like zaps the skin off of him. And he's dead. But I can't believe I'm laughing at this.
Well,
Um,
we got to mention though too about, I don't know if you've seen this, but Chris Evans has said that he memorized that verbatim because he said he's never going to get another chance to do that again, and so he didn't want cue cards.
That was freaking awesome. So at the end of the movie, basically, Daredevil's like, wait a minute, I don't want to be all this, I don't want to have all this on me. This isn't fair, blah, blah, blah. And then he shows a clip of Johnny Blaze actually saying these words, like saying everything that he said, that he
And
said it
Deadpool had
verbatim.
quoted him word for word.
That was freaking
It was so
funny.
good. Oh, that
So
was so
good.
good.
I was sitting there. I'm like, Erica, it's not over because the lights are down. The lights aren't up yet. So there's something else coming. Because they had like, in the end credits, they had like bloopers from all the other a lot of other Marvel
Yeah, and the
movies that everyone's in.
montage from some of the characters in their movies.
Yeah. And so I'm like, wait, something else is coming because these lights are still down. And then it pops up right at the end of the credits. And it's so good. Oh my God.
That was
I was like,
phenomenal.
I was like, this is awesome. And that's Deadpool is such a freaking awesomely written character in the comics and in the movie. And Ryan Reynolds plays it. There's no one else I could think of that could play Deadpool like him. He
Oh,
is
he's
perfect.
fantastic.
The
So many great cameos too.
Dude, what about the fact that he like references like the proposal and some other movies that he was
So
in?
many.
Oh,
Or when they first meet Elektra, played by Jennifer Gardner,
yes. Oh,
and they
the thing
talk
with
about the Ben Affleck Batman, and she goes,
Daredevil. No,
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
And he goes, well, we could, he might have died. And she goes, I wouldn't be upset about that one.
I,
That was so
I
well
turned to
done.
Erica and I go, because Ben Affleck played Daredevil. I explained to her
That
because
was
it
so
was
great.
so freaking good.
That was so
Oh
great.
my God. And in the scene in the city where all the Daredevils come, there's
You
this
mean
is
all the Deadpools?
Deadpool, sorry, you're
Yeah.
just talking to Daredevil. there's a fanboy, right? So in you two, but there's a scene where all the Deadpools are there and they're like fighting and whatnot, and there's a storefront and it says Rob Liefeld, and that is the creator of Deadpool in the comics. So he's
Mm-hmm.
the originator, and I just thought that was just such a slick. And then on the bus it says Stanley Steamer, and it's Stan Lee. That's the face of Stanley
Stanley.
Steam.
Yep.
So he made it into the movie, and
That's so
um
good.
how about the way the movie starts, like with I forget the character's name, Daredevil. See, Deadpool is talking about wanting to be in the Avengers, and
Mm-hmm.
I forget the character, but he's like the director of all the movies too, and he's like, nah, you're not the good type.
That's John
John,
Favreau's character.
thank you,
Happy
John
Hogan.
Favreau. That's who it is. Yes.
It's happy.
Um,
Yeah.
I think John Favreau, when I think of John Favreau, this is taking me back, but
Swingers.
Swingers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean freaking yeah, Vince forget it. Yeah. All right. So anyway, I digress. But that scene was freaking funny. I mean, it's
That was
just
great.
the cameos. Gambit played by
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum was hey but you put that.
I'm about to make a name for myself. So
I
good.
That's the funniest character. I've never
He's got
seen
to get a
Channing
movie,
Tatum
or at
like
least he's
that.
going to be in Secret Wars.
Yes, that's so good. Yeah, it was
He
just
said he gave a lot of credit to Ryan Reynolds for that.
you know what? It was it because you think of all Step Up and all the movies that Channing Tatum has done. He's not really exercised that muscle of comedy, and so it was really neat to see that. I thought.
Well, don't forget 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump
Yeah,
Street.
that's true. I can't forget. Well, I kind of want to, but
Oh, come on. Those are hilarious.
how
Those are so funny.
about Wesley Snipes returning as Blade? That's been a
That was
long
great.
time.
That
Oh
was
my god! When
great.
I saw him, I'm like Wesley Snipes.
All of Ryan Reynolds' families were part of the Deadpool variants.
Yes, they had
Blake
Lady
Lively
Pool.
was Lady Pool, and then his two kids were Baby Pool and Head Pool or something like that.
Yes, and they used the world's ugliest dog as dog pool, which is
I also want to give a shout out for anyone out there who watches Welcome to Wrexham, that show that Ryan Reynolds and Ryan McElhenney own the football club. The leading goal scorer, who is a fan favorite, Paul Mullen, played Irish Pool or one of them in there. I saw behind
oh
the
my
scenes with his
god.
mask off.
Here's one
So
too. People might have missed Matthew McConaughey as Cowboy Pool.
yeah, oh, that one was obvious. The second he spoke, the second
Nathan
he spoke.
Fillion was head
Yep,
pool.
he was head pool. That's right, he was head pool.
So fucking funny. And
So
yeah, he
many
was
great
Happy
ones.
Hogan is the cameo. Yes, that's who the
Yeah,
other one.
John Favreau.
And so the most surprising cameo, I will say, and correct me if I'm wrong, Henry Cavill as Wolverine. They
That
got
was
freaking Superman to play Wolverine.
yep, and one of the others. They had
That
another one of those too. Who I really want to see it a
um
second time.
that whole montage of Wolverine, the different Wolverines that Deadpool's trying to recruit is the
Yeah,
funniest.
so
That is
good.
that's such a great movie. Um
And
there was a
then Matthew
Hulk
McFadyen
for
was
Hulk versus Wolverine was in there because that's a whole thing in the comics. What
yep.
were you gonna say, Matt?
Matthew McFadyen plays the bad guy
Yes, Matthew
who
McFadyen.
won an Emmy for Succession. That was cool to see him in there.
Oh my god, that he was great. What about the short Wolverine? It was a short Wolverine
Yes,
at
that
the
was
beginning.
hilarious.
And then you had Patch Wolverine, which is another one. It's so good. Age of Apocalypse Wolverine.
Had you seen Logan before?
I have not.
Okay, see,
No,
so that one now it'll be partly ruined for you because you saw
because of the
her in
deaths.
this,
Yeah, yeah.
but you should still go back seeing Laura.
M23 was it?
Yes, I believe that's
Yeah,
what it is. But seeing
yeah.
Laura's character.
Yeah, definitely. There's so like I'm looking through like all the characters. So many in the late 80s, early 90s in the Marvel comics and a lot of the mutant comics, they were in the movie, like the Russian, and there's so many. Oh man, I mean, Captain America's shield was there. You saw that.
Yep, yep.
Um, and of course Tony Stark's arc reactor. Um,
There were yeah, a lot of good ones
the
like that.
Fantastic Four car.
They also
Doctor
they
Strange.
also
Oh,
had a bunch of callbacks to Deadpool 2 towards the end as well.
which I haven't seen, so I
Yeah.
kind of missed those. But what a great dude. I do want to see it again too. It is. I saw it in um DX, I guess. You know, the big screen and the whole thing, and unbelievable. Like really, really. Even Erica, like, it's not Erica's type of movie, but except for the brutal scenes, and she can kind of, she knows they're fake. You know, it's easily, it's not
Yeah.
as gruesome as like Michael Myers or something in, you know,
Right,
Halloween or
right.
something.
It's
But
a lot of it's done in a funny way with
yeah.
montages or playing or getting the rights to Madonna.
Oh my God. Or dancing to NSYNC.
Yes.
Bye bye
How
bye.
about all the allusions to everyone, both men and women, staring at Hugh Jackman? That was so great.
No.
Then at the end, they're all standing there and they make the comment, and then the one lady's like, "Well, he's not wrong."
And what about the reference to the world's greatest showman, his musical?
Yes, so
Oh
many
man.
good ones like that.
So good. Like if you have, if you're listening, I'm sorry for the spoilers. I warned you, but if you have not seen this movie, see it. It is so good.
I mean, it's
So
a
good.
two-hour plus movie, so we didn't really spoil
But
it.
it didn't feel like it at all. I
Yeah,
don't know
no, I
about
know. I'm
you.
just saying
Oh, oh yeah.
there's plenty of stuff we have not mentioned. So
No, and there's probably plenty of stuff that we missed. I mean, the first, I just barely caught the Rob Liefeld sign. I mean, it's hard to miss stuff because
I
you're
know.
looking in different directions. But yeah,
And there's a lot of
great.
hidden stuff too. Small
There is.
little morsels.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to go back and dissect this movie a second and a third time, and happily so, I will say. Um Speaking of happily so, again, you know, transition and all that, because it's been a while since we've done this. Um let's talk Big Brother. We have not talked about this season yet. We jokingly referenced it like, how about that? But we hadn't seen it when we recorded it. Um
Yeah,
what
quite the
a
pendulum swinging.
interesting season this has been so far. Where do we start? Well, I know we start with Angela. We have to start with Angela. I mean, because quite frankly, she on Tucker now recently, the most entertaining parts of the season. I mean, I know Angela annoys a lot of people, but quite frankly, without Angela and Tucker, this is a pretty boring ass season, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Like, they're the whole shebang.
and if Tucker doesn't play the veto for Angela, it might already be over.
Which it was a ballsy move. If you don't know, recently, Tucker, Angela, and Kenny were on the block last week, and Tucker used the power of veto on Angela instead of himself, which is a move that I believe has only been done
Six, I
six
think
times.
that was number
Yeah, that's what
six.
Julie said. I remember the first time that was done was in season 3. Marcellus Reynolds used it on Amy, and Amy ended up sending Marcellus home. So that's the risk that you take in using the veto on somebody else. Luckily for Tucker, this did not happen. I almost want
It
to say
is. I was gonna say
Tyson
too.
because he reminds me of Tyson.
It is a little different in that because in season 3 they didn't have two chances. Tucker knew
Yes.
by doing this he was gonna have a second chance to play and win, which he did.
In the AI arena, which is which is makes it a much more difficult, I would say, to backdoor somebody. That twist will not last. That twist will probably end mid-season. Usually that's what happens. Julie did tease that tomorrow night's episode, which is going to have basically a review of the season so far, which is strange. Usually it's pretty early in the season to have a review of the season. They're gonna introduce the twist, so it'll be interesting to see what that is.
Oh
uh,
wow, okay.
there's some rumors. So one of the rumors that's out there, and I hasn't been confirmed, is that Kenny was actually playing with his twin brother,
But that
and
was
that,
shot down by a couple people, I thought.
right. So I'm wondering, like, is it something similar to that? Because I'm understanding that T-Core actually has a twin. So I don't know if that's an actuality. Or, you know, because it would fall, if you think about it, it would fall in line with an AI type of theme. Like fake deep
Interesting.
fakes.
I hadn't heard
So
any of those.
So interesting to see it, what if it comes to fruition or not, or what the twist is. I will say, my opinion, that the two introduced twists that were introduced at the beginning of the game. So we had America's Veto, which Mackenzie won, and then we had a deep fake HOH,
Quinn.
which was won by Quinn. Yeah, I thought those two twists have felt, well, at least the first one, because you don't really know what has happened with the second one yet. I think the first one has felt kind of flat. Like it was like,
Well, yeah, let's touch on that because
yeah,
Cedric, who wanted to have the squeaky clean
no
HOH,
blood on
squeaky
his
clean,
head. It
had one of the
was
messiest ones we've ever seen, right?
funny.
Like how dumb
It's
was
like
he to
Murphy's
think
Law.
it okay, so you have these powers for the first 4 weeks, right? If you have Mackenzie, who it's the end of week 3, you really think she's not going to use it then? I mean, come on, you have to be
And
an
and
idiot to
and
think she wouldn't
she
use it.
let people know that she had it. He knew,
Yeah,
right?
everybody knew.
That has to be, and I'm not attacking him
So,
personally. I'm attacking the
so
rain.
no. So if he knows that and doesn't want blood and wants to be squeaky clean, why would you knowingly put someone up who's going to use it? Who then another person has to come on? Who, if he claims he's trying to keep his own people safe, any America could have picked anybody.
Absolutely. You know, it's
Which,
interesting.
congratulations, America. They did the right thing. They put up Quinn there because he
They
deserved it.
did, because Quinn was
But the
being
house
like,
was still
I'm great,
the
blah, blah,
house was
blah.
just.
But
We
I'm
were
not
t-
going to, yeah,
we
go
were
ahead.
yeah we were talking about this earlier. So the only logical thing that we could come up with is the Pentagon alliance that feels like they're the best, and then he's got a couple others with a couple other people, and then it comes out that how he ranks his own alliances, the one with Chemo and T-Core is his number one, right? So between the 5 Pentagon and then that's 2 different people. So that's 7 total people, right? So the only
Quinn.
logical thing is plus Quinn, right? The only logical thing there is they all feel, hey, next week, who if any of us go up, he has this power and we get to put up another people. So 7 people think, hey, it's like another free pass for another week, right? That's the only logical thing that we could think of. Because why wouldn't you take out Quinn and otherwise? The power goes, he goes. I don't know. It
That's a
just
great
seems
point. No, it's a great point. And I don't know about you, but they're kind of made for, it's made for boring Big Brother, for that conglomerate to kind of, you basically have a couple of people playing the game right now, or at least being entertaining. You have Angela, I will say straight up. You'll have Tucker, who has really become my favorite player this season so
it's so
far.
funny about that because Angela, you really dislike her, and now all of a sudden you kind of are rooting for her
Yeah,
because her
because
and Tucker are against
Cedric's
the
so
whole house.
dumb.
Yeah.
Such a, I mean, he's not dumb. The head of household Rain, his head of
No,
household
he
Rain was the dumbest.
it was very poor. It was very poor.
So bad. So bad. I don't want to get any blood on my hands, and then
Squeaky
proceeds to
clean.
massacre, to get a massacre on his hands.
And
Where
then when we started with him messing up the first power, Mackenzie, then you have Quinn who has the second power. Why would you put up Tucker first when you know that he has 2
two
chances to win
chances.
and he's been dominating?
Yeah, what the, you're giving him two
So put
shots?
up 3 other people because someone automatically is going to come down. Then he only has 1 chance to win as you put him up as a replacement because he
And
controls the replacement anyways.
spoiler, and Charlie knows this. That's the only reason why I'm saying it. Spoiler alert: Tucker wins the veto.
Of course. I mean, that was the most.
Um,
They wouldn't offer odds
I
on that
won't tell
because
you
it's
the
such a lock.
replacement nominee. I will not say that, but Tucker does win the veto. Um, I you, oof. I will say this. I will say this. I hope that Cedric goes home this week. There's some kind of
Karma.
mystical karma that happens with that.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on this piece. So I think Cedric, even though it was a massacre, right? I think he got off easy with the eviction, because Kenny complaining the entire season, I
Yes.
want to see my wife. I miss my wife. I miss my children. Understand? Listen, no qualms of loving your family. That's 100% noble. But listen, you go through weeks and weeks and weeks of the audition process, of casting, of psychological, you go through background check, and then you miss your family. You don't know that you're going to be away potentially for 90 days from your family?
And you've already been
What
away a
in the
couple weeks.
world?
So I mean, he's already in the what, 20 something days?
I was so upset with this constant, and a lot of fans were. I want to quit. I want to quit. Kenny, don't
Yeah.
go on the show if you want to quit. There's so many
They could have had
people that want
Ainsley
to be
on
on the
instead.
show.
Ainsley was next in line.
Or hi, I am his age.
I know.
I
Ainsley
would give
was the
up
fake
90
AI person.
days. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to give you that. I'm sorry. Yes, Ainsley. Yes, but you know what I mean. Like, what is he doing? Like, and now, so there was a funny TikTok I sent you yesterday, Charlie. There's
Where he's in the car with yeah, I saw, yeah.
if looks could kill, he's like, oh, my wife tells me that I did this, and
And then
this
he
is
asked
wrong,
his
wrong,
little
wrong.
son in the back seat if he played a bet, if he did the worst game ever, and he said no. He doesn't
Yeah.
think so.
Oh, what a lovely child. And then he
He's got
pans
one
over
guy.
to
It's
his
just
wife,
fine.
and his wife looks
Giving
so
him the look of
pissed
death.
off. So mad.
Yeah.
She Thank God he gave up $750,000. The guy, before he started complaining, legitimately had a good shot of winning because he was good at the relationships. He wasn't my favorite, but other than Angela, he was pretty good with everybody.
And they probably
Um,
wouldn't have seen him as one of the main threats right away.
but what happened? Yeah, exactly. What happened, I believe, was he had a man crush on Matt Hardman. Matt was the first person evicted,
It
and
hit
as
him
soon as
hard.
Matt evicted, it was like,
Yep, I think you're right.
but why are you worried about Matt and not your children and your wife and winning $750,000? That's the part that was weird to me. It's like I miss them. They're there. They're fine. I'm sure they're okay. And if you're not sure if they're okay, don't do the show.
Yeah, why do it in the first place? Right.
It's frustrating, and also frustrating for me as a person in the future who may want to try out for the show. I don't want them looking at 52-year-olds saying that they're going to quit, and this one won't. Like, I just don't want that. Like, and it's not often that people, it's more often, I believe, that people quit Survivor than quit Big Brother. It's not
Yeah.
often that people are like, I want to go home, because Big
But
Brother's not
that is
hard.
more sometimes, yeah, some more of the
Yeah.
elements. You're not in a house with a bed and
You have a
ordering whatever
refrigerator
you
and a
want. Yeah.
pool.
They're not one and the same.
It's not at all. And I'm a fan of both shows. They're not the same. And Big
And not to
Brother,
mention Big Brother goes twice as long in terms of days.
it does. And I'm not saying it's easy. Big Brother is
No,
not an easy show.
definitely not, but
There's a
it's
lot all
certainly
the time.
sure.
Yeah.
There's
But
no one's gonna doubt that.
listen, if I can go and get a Diet Coke, which I haven't had since Chicago, by the way, I'm very proud of myself. But if I can go get a soda in the refrigerator, or if I can go pop a bag of popcorn in the microwave, which has the clock on it, all that stuff,
Or go lay in a
okay.
bed for a few minutes.
Or a hammock or work out with weights.
Yeah.
None of this the Survivor cast get, mind you. I would take 90 days in the Big Brother house over 30 days on Survivor. And mind you, I would love to go on Survivor. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And their
Totally.
challenges are so much more physical on Survivor than
Oh
Big
yeah.
Brother. Big Brother, I mean, some of them are like, put the letters on the board. You're
Or in the
going through
most
the
recent one, find what's wrong with this picture.
yes, which Angela
Crushed it.
crushed it. She won head of household, surprise, but
Wait,
he
really
wasn't really
quickly.
head of household.
While we're
Yeah, go
talking
ahead.
about that, can we talk about Quinn's strategy in that game?
Yes, dumb,
Was that not the dumbest thing you've ever
dumb.
heard?
Literally gave it
So
away. I'm
so
gonna press C. Oh, you go ahead.
so there's three choices. You have A, B, or C. So it's it's whoever gets it right the quickest. But if you're wrong, then the other person wins. So his thought was, well, if I'm just the fastest, then I've got a 33% chance of being right. So I'm just going to get C because they always put C. So right off the bat, you're giving the other person a 67% chance of winning to your 33% because you're picking one of them, which gives them both of the other two.
What did he say? He said 33 is not
33%. I'll take that
bad.
chance. What?
I'll take
There's someone who's supposed to
67%.
be smart and like good at that kind of, what was that?
I will say something to you I said on text today, and I'll say it again. Cocky never wins Big Brother. And you may
Except
say,
unless your name is Tucker,
well, yes.
because that
Or
guy is bad. He's
or
bad like
Will
a
or
thousand.
Doctor Will. Doctor Will played a pretty cocky game in
That
season
was
2.
before our Big Brother
Before
watching
your
days.
time. Yeah.
One of
But I
these
will
days we'll
say
watch some.
Dr. Will and Mike Boogie both played cocky games. And so but Mike Boogie won the first All-Star season, and Dr. Will won season 2 of Big Brother, which released the same year I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, so a very long time ago. But cocky typically does not win Big Brother. If you look at Derek Levasseur, who is the undercover cop from New England, who for some strange reason Kenny kind of had in his head that he was kind of like him. Not at all. Um, Derek kind of played a very low key, kind of very good game with Cody. It was Derek and Cody. What did they call themselves? The Hitmen, the Hitman Alliance. Yeah, that's classic Big Brother. Um, this stuff with even Paul Abraham played a better game, I would say. And Paul back to back second place. No one's ever done that. That was a guy with a big beard and whatnot. But yeah, so what a season, right? And we're
Yeah,
only on the fourth eviction.
it's been a ride so far.
Yeah, looking forward to definitely the rest of season.
The AI arena comp, which was the one where they were in like a hurricane chamber with the balls. That was one of the biggest blowouts I remember seeing in a competition in a long time. They had to stack only red colored balls and one that's shooting all sorts of colors. And you had to
Yep,
stack 20 of them, any one wrong, and have to start over. And I'm telling you,
Tucker
I
dominated.
think Quinn got second place, and I don't even think he had six.
He didn't even have half of the ones that he had, that Tucker
That
had.
which is 10. I don't even think he had
Yeah,
six.
no, no, he
It
didn't.
was
I think he
such a
was at
blowout.
4. It was at 4 or
And then
something.
I think he might have snuck one in at the end, one or two at the end while Tucker was putting in. But I mean,
I
Tucker was
think
getting three or four at a time, and
Quinn was like, how could I not have gotten it? And dude, underestimating Tucker is going to be. I think eventually, listen. Eventually, I think the gig is going to be up for poor Tucker. I don't think he's going to last that long.
he can't win every
Um,
week. That's the
nah.
problem.
And
That's the problem.
eventually, they're going to get him. So
I'll tell you what, though,
Angela too. I don't
it
think.
might not be until after the AI twist is gone, because if Tucker gets two chances every time, because
I,
like one of the weeks they're gonna not put him up and say, all right, we're gonna backdoor him.
yeah,
And then one of the weeks someone's gonna win it and say, no, I don't want to change knobs, and he'll sneak away one time. But I think it's gonna be too hard to sneak away twice.
I
So
think so too. I think I agree with you. I think as long as the A Arena twist is in there and they're dumb enough to nominate him right at the ceremony, he's going to be okay.
yeah,
I think if he
it's gonna be
has two
hard for him to
shots,
lose two shot in a row.
Quinn really,
Especially the second one's only three people.
yeah, he should have named him as a replacement
Yeah, that was
nominee.
not smart. And one last
Not
thing
smart.
about Quinn. Can we talk about his speech to stay in the house against Kenny?
Oh my. Yes, please.
The rant he goes on about Tucker was like, it was not haha funny. It was, this is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard funny. Where he called Tucker like what did he call him? Like a doo doo head, mean. Oh man,
I
you
think
should.
he thought he was having a moment on TV. And I think, he's like already America hates me because America voted him on the blog. But he has not even made Tucker could legitimately make jury, and you're talking to him like that. Like he could literally be a jury vote for you if you are lucky enough, which I don't think Quinn is going to make it to the final 2. I do not at all
Here,
think
I
Quinn.
found it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. He said first. He says, "How about that ride in? Am I right?" Better by that voted half. He calls it by the Americ Corey, who's making the Corey joke. And then he says, "You do have my word, though, that I will take out that no good, dirty, rotten, pig stealing, knucklehead, dork faced called Tucker. He's the LeBron James of challenges." He just goes on that rant. Oh my god.
What's a pig stealing? I
I don't.
didn't get that at all. Like
I
what is
didn't
that
get many of
about?
it.
What is that even about? And it's interesting what Quinn has done. And I mentioned this earlier. I didn't like Tucker. I wasn't fond of him necessarily, and he's turned somebody that I wasn't into because I feel like he's being. I'm turning into a Tucker fan. Like, what the
It's
heck?
hard not to.
And I was a Quinn fan. It was
Same with
like it's
Angela.
switched.
But yeah,
It's
exactly. Originally, you like Quinn, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, I want Angela to leave. Oh, I don't like Tucker. I want Tucker to leave. And now it's like the whole everybody against the two of them. You want them to win.
And I'm kind of thinking now. Oh, I'm seeing the way this is kind of playing out a little bit, and I'm thinking, who looks good right now? T. Cora looks good. Joseph looks good.
You know what's funny is I had mentioned earlier when we were watching the episode, which we had to watch today because golf pushed it back like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, boo.
But the two of them that you just mentioned, I don't think they said a single word in the first half of the entire episode. They're
Are they
just sitting
existing?
quietly, nice and like that's a good way to make it through the first few weeks.
Let everybody else
Yeah, let
destroy
them beat
each
each other
other.
up. Exactly.
Yes. And
Kind of fade back in
T-Core
the background.
and yeah,
And
I'm
Joseph,
like
yeah.
Joseph, and I thought Joseph was going to be way too wacky for the event, and he's actually playing pretty smart. He is clearly a super fan. Quinn is a super fan who never watched the show, and if he
He's a
did,
super fan who
maybe he thinks he's Dan
maybe he
Giesling or
has a
something.
twin brother and his twin brother is just really dumb and he's smart and they switched.
That's the only
I don't
saving
know.
grace that would
He's made
be.
some really questionable decisions. And then he's making fun of Angela for thinking that she doesn't know how the power is going to work. And little does he know, as he's talking about it the whole time, it's going to be announced to the house that he did it. And he thinks she's not going to know. Like, come on, man. What are you
And
doing?
yeah, and so they make a deep fake Angela. I don't know how I love that technology to announce his nominations. And then he goes and says, yeah, I nominated this person. He didn't have to do any of that. He didn't have to give the speech. He could have just let
No.
it go.
Yep.
Usually when a head of household nominates, they have to say why, usually. He didn't have to.
No,
What's
he
he
didn't.
doing? Stupid. You keep you talk about making blood, Cedric. This is Quinn really making blood. Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? He could have not told anybody about the power. And this week, he could have done everything secretly and just sat back and goes, wow, that's crazy. Wow, I can't
Yeah.
believe they did that. But instead, it's me. The biggest mistake he made, and one of many, is telling Angela he had the power. Once he did that, that was done. He should, when you, future Big Brother fans that go on the show,
Don't tell
don't tell
people.
anybody your power. What are you doing? You
Yeah.
don't have to build trust like that. There's other ways of building trust. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Ah, that's so frustrating
Yep.
because that could have been a really cool twist the way it unfolded and it could have been funny and hilarious.
But
But
we all
instead,
knew. Yeah.
we knew it was Quinn. Like, what? And that's what I was saying. I thought both twists kind of fizzled. Did nothing of
Quinn
consequence.
also could have played along with Angela when he
Yeah.
went for the meeting in the HOH because he said the only one I don't want you to put up is chemo, and she says, "What about your second and third?" If he would have went along and named three people, she could have maybe agreed with him, and he could have maybe saved it. But no,
I thought that was a brilliant move by Angela because what Angela was doing was
trying
to
to get him
get
to
who he's
expose his
aligned with.
yeah, one hundred
Yes, that was
percent.
brilliant. Like Angela's no dummy. Like she plays well on TV, but I don't think she's so dumb
No,
at
no, she
all.
knows
Like
how to play the
that
game.
was very smart.
Because she did the
Uh,
same thing to people in the first couple weeks, then accused Brooklyn of doing that same thing, and then she turns around and she's like, "It's a game." She's like, she's trying to fake cry. She can't get it. She's playing the game, that's
And
for
then
sure.
so on the live feeds, what she does, and people might not know this, she literally will tell someone, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and then they leave the room, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." She literally will tell the camera, "It's all an act." It's just she's like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." It's like, oh my god, so good.
It's gonna be a big week, I think.
I would my dream list would be to see Cedric go bye bye, would be to see Quinn go bye bye, and mind you, Quinn is on my fantasy team,
Yes,
but I
I
can do a
know.
sacrifice. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll do a sacrifice. I think also what's his name, even though he exposed him, I think Chemo looks good too. I don't think
Yeah, he was
Chemo.
quiet other than that.
Yeah, I mean,
And honestly, people don't seem to care that much about that because everything
no.
else was such a blow up.
I think Chemo looks good, and so yeah, we'll see how this. Matt
Yeah.
played the game real quick. We didn't really talk about him, but he played the game dumb too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Angela attacked him, but then he did some weird things like you didn't see, but on the feeds, he literally had a parade of people going into the storage room to talk with him about strategy. There was stuff that he did that they didn't show on TV that was not smart.
Yeah.
Um, and Angela was very right and very smart in getting out one of the strongest guys in the beginning. And, as much as the public is upset about that,
It's the
game
right
wise,
move.
it's
Yeah.
smart. And I think,
100%. Which is why
real
they should
quick,
have got rid of Quinn. But
exactly. I want to touch on something real quick and then we'll kind of wrap it up. But I always find that America typically like, oh, I don't like her, I want her out. I don't like him, I don't want him out. But it's usually the most entertaining people. Why do you want a boring show? Like this is entertainment. Yeah, they can always go out later on, but at least let's have some fun. What
and
are we
this time I
doing?
think America got it right because they saw that Quinn was
Putting
kind of
Quinn in there.
they felt Quinn deserved it, and I was happy to see that. So we were out of town at a wedding, so we missed those two episodes, so we didn't get a chance to vote. So we didn't know what had gone down beforehand, and then to see the vote, then not knowing, turn into be like, wow, okay, America's paying attention. That was good to see.
Yeah, and maybe I don't think he's going to learn from the experience based on his behavior after. He's
No
still
shot.
being who he is, and so if there's a chance again for America to vote for somebody, I think it's highly likely he's going to go up again. Um,
And probably another 10 or 20 votes this time will be added because we'll be able to vote.
yeah, I'll do it too. Absolutely. But yeah, so Big Brother season 26 is off to a rather interesting start.
So much so that they're bringing back some recent players to talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, on you'll see this tonight on tonight's episode. They're bringing back Taylor, love Taylor Hall.
Champ.
Um, who they also bringing back?
It was
Um, what's his face
is
from
Cody.
Trader? Cody, yes,
Cody. Yep.
Cody, and
There's the third one. I can't remember.
I don't remember. But yeah, we'll watch CBS tonight. CBS at your local time, whatever time that is. And you'll see the new twist reveal. That's the big part to
Does
watch.
that means it's on 3 nights in a row, huh?
Yeah, gotta milk it.
Well,
Although I
we
think
won't be seeing it live. We'll see it
no,
tomorrow night.
yes, we will be seeing it tomorrow night. Anything else you want to talk about?
No,
Thanks again, buddy. We had a great time in
of
Chicago.
course.
Um,
We were happy to have you. It was a great
can't wait to
time.
do it
Glad you
again.
finally got to see Wrigley for the first time.
Amazing, amazing. It was
Hopefully, it
as
lives
epic
up
as
to
I
the hype.
thought.
That's what we like to
100%.
hear.
It was everything about it was epic, and we'll do a baseball update next episode. We wanted to kind of talk pop culture, and
Because we missed all these.
we miss so much. And right, for vacation, and it's good to have vacation. But this has been Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host,
Charlie Seymour.
and I'm Tim Sternberg. Until later on this week, we'll see you again. Take care, everybody. Bye.